The Yarra Valley was Victoria's first wine region. The wines had international acclaim. Then the region died for 5 decades before rebooting around the 1970s, and this wine is at the centre of that arc. We recently held a blind tasting of Yarra Valley Cabernets, wines that are 100% Cabernet Sauvignon or blends of the traditional Bordeaux varieties. Our expert panel of winemakers and sommeliers picked their favourites, tasted completely blind. And this wine, the 2023 St Hubert's Cellar Reserve Cabernet Sauvignon, was selected as one of the top wines. And having tasted this over a couple of days, my hot tip is to give the wine a decant to let it open up and reveal its characters. In the glass, there is a brooding sense to the fruit with blackberries and dark cherries and plums, along with a herbal leafiness and peppermint and cedar. The palate is svelte with some chalky tannins where those fruit characters mingle with a strong sense of minerality like granite or pencil shavings, and it finishes with a moreish combination of those dark fruits and a faint savoury chariness. The Yarra wine region began in 1838 when the Ryrie brothers planted Victoria's first commercial vineyard at Yarra, and by 1850, a Swiss immigrant named Hubert de Castella had taken over, expanding and elevating production. Then in the 1860s, his brother Hubert established St Hubert's estate, which became one of the largest and most prominent vineyards in the valley. Wines from the Yarra earned international acclaim in the late 1800s. The region punched well above its weight. Then it just all stopped. The decline wasn't the phylloxera vine pest that decimated regions worldwide. It was fashion. Consumer preferences had shifted to fortified wines in the early 20th century, and cool climate table wines became economically unviable. It's crazy to think that by the 1920s, commercial wine growing in the Yarra had essentially ceased, and for 4 to 5 decades, the vines were gone. Then it wasn't until the 1970s that the Yarra was properly rebooted and the St Hubert's label was resurrected as part of the region's modern renaissance. If you head to the Yarra Valley today, you can taste the St Hubert wines at Hubert Estate, which is the same location Hubert de Castella planted vines in the 1860s. Winemaker Greg Jarrett has been stewarding the St Hubert wines for around 2 decades, and he sourced the fruit for this 2023 vintage from grower Justin Fay's Madden's Rise vineyard. We conducted the blind tasting into Yarra Cabernets and traced the history of this topic in our editorial because the region earned its reputation with Cabernet-based blends, and while Pinot Noir is currently the leading red variety in the Yarra, it is time people rediscovered these beautifully elegant wines. As far as Cabernet growing regions go, the Yarra makes distinctly lighter, more restrained wines. For the full results of our Yarra Valley Cabernets blind tasting, head to younggunofwine.com. Cheers.